So, last time I checked, Charlie Kirk passed away in September this month. And it appears to me that Turning Point USA has already decided to move on with the replacement that fast. I mean, you would think as much as they have talked about Charlie Kirk, as much as they have said, you know, we have to honor his memory, one would think the last thing that would be on their mind right now is replacing him. But that's exactly what is happening. This young guy here, he's very young. He's a freshman in college. His name is Brillen Hollyhan. He was just on Fox News. Listen to what he has to say.
It's also an incredible story that you share with us really quickly, Brillen, about fourth grade, a podcast. That's incredible. And Charlie Kirk appears on your podcast. Tell me about the role he played for you as a mentor.
Yeah, again, it's somebody that didn't have to do that. He was on Fox News every other hour that year. He didn't have to make time for me as an 11-year-old with this upcoming podcast in the fourth grade to come on and join me, but he did. And not only was it a one-time thing, I've interviewed hundreds of people that I've never talked to again. He stayed a mentor, and he texted me up until this week when I was on another Fox show congratulating me. Like, he didn't have to do that. He could have viewed me as competition. He could have said, oh, I'm not going to give this kid time, but he did. And what I think the larger theme here is the left loves to preach tolerance. They love to preach tolerance. And in situations like this, that's the last thing we're seeing. The media coverage on the other side of the aisle is not like this. I was just scrolling through channels. And obviously the person that took this life, this is heartbreaking, Will. And I really hope, if anything, that people get off the sidelines. This weekend, I'm going to a youth rally in South Carolina. And you better believe that I've already had my team shoot me text saying, Brown, you really need to caution this. You really need to think about not standing in the middle of a park and speak to the next generation. But I am more energized than ever to carry on this torch, to carry on this legacy, because that's what Charlie would have wanted. He would have wanted us to continue to fight the good fight, just like he did.
No doubt, Brylan. No doubt. Thank you.
Well, that happened fast. Well, damn. I mean, wasn't Charlie Kirk's funeral just like last week? Very, very quickly how they have managed to move on. This kid is very young, right? Just like how Charlie Kirk was young when he first started with Turning Point USA. This is important because one of the things I told you before about AIPAC is they get them when they're young. They get them when they're young. He was mentored by Charlie Kirk, and he just sliding right in there. It's kind of like, I'm not going to say it. I'm going to say it. It's kind of like, you know, a husband and wife, and one of them passes away and the best friend just slides right in very quickly. I don't know. It just gives me those kind of vibes. Very fast. Very fast. But AIPAC does recruit them young. They get them when they're in college, right? I showed you the video before of Cory Booker at an AIPAC meeting telling them, well, if you want to get more Black support for, you know, AIPAC, you really need to start reaching out to them in college. Yeah. Cory Booker, of all people. He is making the rounds. He was also on Newsmax. We want to go ahead and bring this up here. This is him on Twitter or X. He said, do you hear that noise? That's the sound of a revival among Gen Z. Okay, here he is here on Newsmax.
You hear that noise sweeping across the country? That is the sound of my generation taking off the shackles of the left that we've been a monopoly of the DNC for so long. And we're actually seeing a revival sweep across this nation. Not just political, not just cultural, but spiritual. Bianca, you know, politics is temporary. Faith is eternal. And the images you're showing on your screen are my generation repenting and turning to the Lord out of this tragedy. Do you hear that noise?
Yeah, you know, obviously I was not a fan of Charlie Kirk. But I will say it did seem like Charlie Kirk at least had a little bit more energy. I don't know. This kid, he comes across like stale bread to me. I'm just not. Do you feel excited? Like, I don't know. It's very weird. Now, here's the thing that has happened that has even some conservatives upset about this. He was announcing that he's starting the college tour already, and he did this announcement from a private jet. That's right, folks. keeping it with the, the working class peeps out there. Here I am sitting on a private jet, going out there to talk to the young folks. Look at me.
What's up, America? Brian Hollyhands here, about 30,000 feet up. We are on the way to Arkansas. So everybody in line at the University of Arkansas to kick off my 10-stop campus tour. We are coming to you right here, right now. Stay in line. We have gotten a third room as we have sold out this campus stop 3 times. But we are coming to you. We will fit you in. Students will get priority, but we will make it happen. I cannot be more excited. We are back. We are on the road. We're coming to you one conversation at a time. If you're not at the University of Arkansas, we're coming to a campus near you soon. So check out my tour dates. We'll see you super soon.
He doesn't sound excited to me. He says he's super excited, but he doesn't sound excited to me. Yeah, some people definitely took issue with the fact that he's on a private jet. They're like, what are you doing? What is this really all about? He looks a little too squeaky clean to me. I don't think he's ready to get his hands dirty, to get into the... One thing I will say this about Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk was willing to debate pretty much anyone. I just don't get that impression from this guy. I just don't get it. But the private jet thing is something that has many people up in arms because it does send a message. It's like, it's a class issue. It's a class issue. And a lot of these colleges that they're going to, like University of Arkansas, for example, you are going to have like students there that are, there because of financial aid. They are there, they're taking out student loans. Their parents may not have a lot of money, and you flying around on a jet. And it's the same critique and criticism that some people had for AOC and Bernie Sanders during the oligarchy tour when they were taking, they're like, why are you guys taking a private jet? I thought you're supposed to be reaching out to the working class. Why don't you just get on the bus? Right. So for me, I don't care what party you in. This does send a message. It's a little classist to me, little classist. And apparently some people that are part of MAGA also have a problem with this. This was reported just earlier Tuesday morning. Teen hailed as Charlie Kirk protege is ripped by MAGA crowd after private jet video. Country club conservative. Yeah, it really does kind of debunk the whole working class American hero, right? Like it kind of, I don't know. Let's make this a little bit larger so you guys can see it here. Brillin Hollyhand, that name, Brillin Hollyhand, who calls himself the internet's youngest voice of reason, wrangled many conservatives online, including those associated with Turning Point USA, the political advocacy organization funded by Kirk. It comes after the 19-year-old posted a video of himself traveling to Arkansas to begin his one conversation at a time tour, which he has vowed will be a continuation of Kirk's legacy after he was fatally shot in Utah earlier this month. In this video, Hollyhand is seen sitting in what appears to be a private jet while wearing a striped golf top and an expensive looking watch. You know what he looks like? He looks like a George Bush Republican. That's what he looks like. He looks like, and I'd go even say W. He looks like a George W. Bush Republican. He doesn't look like the MAGA type of Republican. Like he doesn't look like he may appeal, I'd say, to those that are working in factories, like those that have like blue collar jobs, right? Like, or the farmers who have been, raising their voices a lot over the tariffs. He doesn't seem like he would appeal to that crowd. That's kind of like what he reminds me of. But let's get into some of the criticism that has come his way. Nick Sauter, a fellow Republican influencer who briefly co-hosted the Charlie Kirk show, warned against grifters using Turning Point USA's name to push campus tours. Turning Point USA is absolutely not sponsoring campus tours for young men flying around on private planes, despite claims otherwise, he wrote on X. This is such an unnecessary distraction from the actual campus tour, which honors Charlie. Okay, so I've seen that guy on X a couple of times. Ignore the grifters, he added. Sauter added that while Hollyhand may be a good kid, he was surrounded by others trying to hijack the movement for their own gain. It's sickening. I'll do everything in my power to expose it. Turning Point USA's chief officer, Tyler Bowyer, also accused him of falsely suggesting events were sponsored by the group, according to Mediaite. So apparently, I guess these campus tours that Brillin is attending, according to these individuals, they are saying that Turning Point is not sponsoring those appearances. So why is Brillin saying that they are? See, there's already some shady things that are happening, folks. Some shady things will go on here. Others were skeptical of Holly Hand's seemingly luxurious mode of transportation, with one social media user writing, most college kids, middle seat on Southwest. This guy, country club polo on a jet. Totally relatable. Of course, being ironic there or sarcastic there. Is this kid the Temu version of Charlie Kirk? Added another. Now, of course, Brillin said in this post here from the New York Post that he's not trying to basically take over Charlie Kirk's legacy. He said he'll never be Charlie, et cetera, et cetera. But obviously, people have concerns, right? People do have some concerns here. There was another appearance that he made here recently. This was also at the University of Arkansas. He said it's a sold out auditorium. So listen to him here. You tell me if you feel the energy.
Thank you so much for having me. I am so honored to be here, and I'm so excited to officially kick off our One Conversation at a Time tour on your beautiful campus. When we planned this all out, I wanted this to be the first stop. I wanted to be here. I wanted to be with you, and this worked out perfectly. And it looks like we've got a full room, so I think we chose pretty wisely. So it's genuinely an honor. And I want to say thank you to each and every one of you before we get started, because I'm a freshman at Auburn. I understand the strains in your time commitment. I understand all of the insane things that you could be doing tonight. You've got homework. There's probably some parties going on campus. You got to get ready for the weekend and whoever y'all play on Saturday. But genuinely, you took the time to be here. So thank you, thank you, thank you. From the bottom of my heart, if you don't hear anything else tonight, thank you for being here. Thank you for kicking off this tour with me. It is an honor to share this experience with you.
How many people are in this room? How big is this room? Because, you know, I went to undergrad and I went to grad school. I've had classes in these auditorium rooms. Sometimes the auditoriums are huge. Sometimes they're not. So I'm wondering how many people are actually in this room. That's important when he says sold out, right? Also, he so reminds me of the George W. Bush Republicans that I knew, like when I was in school. That's what he reminds me of. He just looks like, I don't know. I'm already bored. Like when I first heard this, I was like, I'm ready to take a nap. Let's take a snooze. Do you feel any energy? Do you feel enthused? Do you feel like excited or anything like that? I don't know. But this is a gentleman that Charlie Kirk mentored. And he just slid right in there, huh? They already got a replacement for him that fast. So when we talk about pushing the propaganda, again, you have to understand AIPAC gets them when they're young. Now, this is someone who probably already knows the rules. He's not going to criticize Israel, not going to have any critiques of it whatsoever. Why else would they have him in that spot? They found another puppet. They found someone to go along with their plan. And they did it very quickly. And I have to say another thing. You know, you guys tell me how you feel. Maybe people deal with grief in different ways. But I just find it kind of strange that like even a week after Charlie Kirk died, I'm seeing people that family members, his wife, I mean, they're going on all these different shows. And I get it. People are going to want to talk to them. But for me, I would need some time. And that's the part to me that's just a little weird. And it's just almost like nothing happened. Like they just continue on as usual. And that to me is suspicious. Like I know a lot of people have questions about, we talked only here about the shooting. I don't believe everything the FBI said about the shooting. I think the FBI just gathered what they could and just threw it out there and said, let's just see what sticks to the wall. There hasn't been transparency from the FBI. Cash Patal's all over the damn place with his big eyes, that type of thing. But this right here, I think, is something that people really need to pay close attention to, how quickly everybody just moved on that fast, as if people couldn't just take a month off from the business aspect and have some time to grieve. It's weird to me. Very weird to me. This might be why they're not taking a break. Shout out to Mel. She said the toothpaste ain't going back in the tube because Gen Z is woken up. Listen to these guys.
Hey, to everyone that supports Nick Fuentes, just know, bro, he switched up. APAC paid him 241 grand to support their twisted agenda, bro. APAC is not good, bro. All the politicians you know, they have their APAC guys controlling
every single congressman has an APAC guy.
Wake up.
Every single one. Wake the fuck up, bro.
Wake
Our
up.
government is controlled by Israel and we don't even know, bro. Wake up. Literally. Nobody realizes, bro. You vote for these people, bro. Your vote's not going to anything.
You're voting for Israel. No matter what you vote for, you're voting for Israel.
You're voting for an actor.
There's no point in even following a political party.
Literally.
That's the truth of it. And George Washington warned about the two-party system ever since the beginning. Right before he died, he was talking about the two-party system
and nobody listened. Nobody listened. And that's exactly what we're seeing right now, bro. And you have fucking people, the Charlie Kirk killer, and Trump is blaming on the fucking Democrats for a reason. Wake up. They're
trying to divide us.
They're
trying to divide us. Stand together and stand against
so Republicans hate Democrats and Democrats hate Republicans. It's going to be like that for as long as we know.
That's exactly how they want it. That's exactly what they want.
Exactly.
Unite and wake up together.
Wake the fuck up, bro. Wake up.
That is why they are pushing this as quickly as they are. It's the Gen Z, because they're the future boomers at some point, right? They're going to be the future older voters. Listening to what they said here, it really made me proud. Yeah, he's right. The founding fathers of the US did not want political parties. And the reason why they didn't want them is because they were afraid that what is happening now would happen, that people would just have party loyalty regardless of the policies or how they feel about said issue. And that's exactly what we have in this country. I was just surprised to know that these young kids, that they knew that the founding fathers did not want political parties. They're telling you, they're saying APAC, don't know, man. They're just taking over everything. And all these politicians are bought. Like, this is why they don't want to pause. This is why they don't want to let's just take a month off and then we'll resume things. Let's take some time. Let people grieve. This is why. It's the youth. And they're terrified of the youth. So apparently, the propaganda that's being pushed isn't working on a lot of them. Hey guys, this was a Sabby clip. If you like what you saw, hit that like button and subscribe.